Well, good morning. It's day 160. We got Beth back here and Joyce going up the street over here. She's wanting to hike the Appalachian Trail, but only for about 20 or 30 feet. But anyway, we're going to be heading southbound today from, I think this is Grafton Notch or Grafton Road or something like that. Grafton Turnpike, there it is. We're going to be going south back down to Hanover today. About 17 and a half miles or so. We've got 2 climbs early in the day, and then after that, I think the trail will trend gently downhill, or maybe not gently, but it will trend downhill the rest of the day. So we're hoping to make really good time today. And that's dependent on how much rocks, how much rocks and boulders and such like that we have, but hopefully not so much. So we'll check with you as we get on the trail, and we'll show you what we see. Well, here's our first crossing. Trapper John's shelters out to the right here, 3/10 of a mile. And Holt Sledge, half a mile. I think we have a view from there maybe. And Moose Mountain Shelter, 5.7. So we're doing our first bit of an up today. So far, so good. And hopefully the weather will hold and it'll be a good day for us today. Well, we're coming to maybe the peak here. I'm assuming this is the ledges. It looks like a ledge. Nice views off to the side. And I think we're going to be on this for a little bit. Not as wide open as I'd hoped for, but it's nice. There's a pond out there to the right. Climb number 1 seems to be complete. Still here on the ledges, better view now, more wide open. But we got a fence, that's nice. Here's what we're looking at off to the side. Well, as we continue along, we got even better views here. A couple of different lakes or ponds or what have you right over here. Very nice. Well, I wasn't expecting this. I'm wondering if this is the Dartmouth Skiway. I don't really know. Yeah, I think it must be. I don't know which way the AT goes, but I'm going to look around a bit before we leave this summit. But yeah, this is kind of neat. Yep, Dartmouth skiing, so they must have a ski team. I'm just going to kind of go over here and look and see what's here. I wouldn't think this is a ski jump, but that would be kind of interesting if it was. No, I don't think it is. It's kind of hard to say. Definitely they have snow blowing equipment up here. Maybe this is the start further downhill. Could be that. But very pretty. Still don't know which way the trail goes, but we'll give it a look around and see. We got the ski lift over here. I'm going to peel off over here and look to the right just a bit and see what's down the hill. Okay, so this is just the way back down on the ski lift. And all kinds of signage over here. Lift line. Big green lime drop. Okay, those are the trails, the ski trails. And then ski patrol hut over here. I guess a warming hut. I don't think you can go in there, but I don't know what this is. It's interesting. And I'm guessing the trail goes this way. So wasn't planning on this, so this was kind of a neat little trip. Well, a couple of those views in the ski area, they were not on the Appalachian Trail. At our first little view of the overlook back there, we should have turned left instead of going straight. But we're back on trail now, and it was a good side trip. I'm glad we did that. I guess that's the 4th ski mountain then that we've been on. I know we've got Wildcat coming up in a week or 10 days. But anyway, we're back on the trail, I believe, and moving on down it. Well, if this looks familiar, we took the wrong turn on the trail. We were on the trail, but we were going back the way we came. We only went a few hundred feet. We'll go back up to this overlook, and we need to turn right instead of turn left. So we'll make that happen and chalk this up for a bonus half mile or so. Well, that's the ledge that we were on just a little bit ago, looking out over this valley and the mountains beyond. I think we're finally back on the trail, headed in the right direction, which today is southbound. We're walking back toward Hanover today. Man, what a beautiful view. Well, still coming along through the woods, and here's my first rock wall of the day. I don't know how many will pass. These aren't in the guidebook. And I did find the article when I loaded it. I tried to load it. Didn't have service, and honestly, I've forgotten to go back and look at it again. But I will for sure look at that tonight and let you know what I found out about these rock walls in New England. Well, we've come up and down our first climb for the day, I believe. I think there's a beaver pond ahead. It may not be quite so soon, but I know we've got one today. Oh, yippee. A number of the boardwalks ahead are awaiting replacement. Okay, nice. So hopefully we won't have wet feet. We'll see what happens. But I think we're headed into that beaver pond area. We'll see what we see up the way. Well, I don't know if this is a beaver pond or just a swamp right here. And we're walking around it. We do have bog boards here, or boardwalk as the sign said. So far they've not been in too bad a shape. These are really thick pieces of wood. They're probably 10 or 12 quarter boards. So they don't bounce around as much as some of the ones that we've been on. So that's been nice. But I see what he's talking about. Some of them are cracked and broken. But looks like we're going to get through without any wet feet, I hope. All right, so we've come upon this right here. What's in the cooler? Cokes and Pepsis. Very nice. And a trash bag, so bonus. Well, I think I've reached maybe the top of Moose Mountain North. Nice little rock area right here. Back out and show it to you. And the trail's going to go downhill a little bit. We're going to dip, and then we're going to go up Moose Mountain South. And I think that's all of our big climbs for the day. We'll see what happens, but hopefully it'll be not too bad from here. I think we've got the worst of it nearly out of the way. If I can figure out how to get down this, I think I'm going to do it two-handed. Yeah. All right, we have made it to Moose Mountain North Peak. Great views from here. Wonderful trees.
Yeah. If
and
you like trees, it's perfect.
Absolutely. Yeah. Do y'all mind to be on camera? Okay, so we're out with some day hikers or trail runners, or not sure which. Okay, good deal. So anyway, yeah, we're moving our way steadily southward today, and we'll be having better views in the days and weeks to come. So anyway, trail goes this way, and we'll head that way shortly. Well, this is Moose Mountain Shelter. We're going to duck in here for a little bit and eat some lunch, sit down and rest for a few minutes. And I've got a bench with a view, so I think I know where I'm going to take my lunch. I'll come over here and have a sit. Oh wow, this is really nice. Not a great bench, but it's a bench nonetheless. And I'm going to sit. There we go. Oh no, it's pitching me forward. But it's all right. There's a view. Well, I think this may be the South Peak. Let's check the sign. Yes, Moose Mountain South Peak. And we have a view from here, so that's nice. Not sure if the trail goes there or behind me. There's two potential outs. So we'll have to do some looking and make sure we don't follow the wrong trail away. But wow, really nice view out that way. Well, interesting sign on the tree here. Matt Dustin stopped here abruptly, February of 2001. So that bears some further exploration, I think. I'm also noticing on that tree there's a blue blaze, but that may be going, yeah, that's going out that direction. I think our trail goes this way. So I'll have to do some looking up on that and see what that's all about. But we're just short of a water source that we'll stop at. I've got to refill one of my water bottles and probably drink a liter while I'm at it, because I've not had as much to drink today. But we've come up and over all of our biggest climbs. We've got one more little bump in the road a little later in the day, but it's only, I don't know, 400 or 500 feet climb. So it won't last long. And then we'll be heading on down into Hanover. Well, this is our water source for the afternoon. This is Mink Brook. It's a really nice little stream. That's a really good little spot right there to drop your sea knock and get a good flow of water right into it. It fills up in no time. And crossing is going to be no issue because we have a bridge. And they've even done some repairs to the trail going up out of there. Kind of nice. And I'm going to sit down for just a minute and wait for my water to filter. but I wanted to show you this little creek, and we'll call this the mountain stream of the day. Well, I was walking through, and this deer right here was just standing right on the trail. We noticed each other at almost the same time, and we stood there and stared at each other for a moment, just kind of surprised. Can you see her right there? I'm not pointing in the right place, am I? There she is. There's the backside. But it was kind of funny because we both stood there and just kind of stared, and then she decided, well, I need to hop off the trail. So she bounded over there just a little ways. I don't know, she's 25 feet away and fairly unconcerned about us. Let's see if I can get a better view right up here, breaking the trees.
Yeah.
I thought.
I'll talk to you later then.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
How about that?
I definitely will.
Very beautiful.
Oh, you're good.
Well, our guidebook said that we would be coming to a field, and I think we're there. Well, this is a wide open area right here. I was expecting something much smaller, but stop and look here. This is a pretty large field, and we've got a few views. We just ran into Tink going southbound, and I figured we'd be seeing her in the next day or so. Don't know whether we'll catch up to her later in the day. We were talking about that possibility. We'll see whether we will or not. But anyway, it was kind of good to see her. She's still plowing along and doing well, and she's up in her miles and excited to get up towards the whites, and I can understand that. I am. I think I mentioned yesterday, I'm in a much better headspace about moving forward than I have been for the last week or week and a half or 2 weeks. And I hope that you've not been able to tell from my videos that I've been in my head. I think I mentioned it a time or two, but hopefully it hasn't been a pervasive subliminal thing. But we stopped by a hostel the other day, and they had a printout for their recommendation on how to get through the White Mountains National Park. You know, where to stop, how many miles, that sort of thing. And kind of looked at that yesterday, and that helped. We also got news that if we don't make it by August the 15th, we're still probably okay for Gavin's college. We can work that out. We won't be much beyond that. In fact, I'd like to summit by then, but it may be the next week before we can get home. So anyway, I'm in a much better headspace than I have been, and I'm glad for that. Well, we've come to a road crossing. I think this is Etna Road, maybe wrong. And we're told in our guidebook that we don't have service here, but we'll have service in the cemetery, but we don't need to call anybody. So I'm gonna walk across the street and go back in the woods and keep going. Well, just across the road down into the woods, and lo and behold, bam, trail magic number 2 for the day. So thank you to whomever left the cooler full of drinks. I'm going to enjoy myself a Sprite, and then we'll get on up the trail. Well, going across the walkway here through the swamp, we've got cattails to the right. We've got cattails to the left, and a pretty steady bridge to walk on. So thanks for this. Well, big rocks right here. Thankfully, we're going beside them and not over them, but that's not to say that this little climb that we've got coming up won't have more of the same. We'll see how things go. But we're making pretty good time today. Of course, we're not carrying very much aside from water and snack foods either, so it's all good. But what would we expect otherwise? But we're hoping to be finished between 3:30 and 4 today, that's kind of where I thought we would be when we left Beth this morning. And we've been able to get a message or two out to her to just let her know that's what we thought we would be doing. So anyway, I think this is the beginning of our little up right before our final march into town. Well, we did indeed get a switchback, and we're kind of going up and around those rocks I just showed you, but not too steeply and not too much climbing, just a nice path up in between. And I do think this is probably that little bump that I told you we hit later in the day on our way back down into town. So we're going to continue going up. I'm going to get off the phone so I can breathe, and I'll check with you up the way just a tad. Well, I think I've reached the top of velvet rocks. This was our little bump that was going to be later in the day. That's where I came from, back this way. And I think this is probably at the top or very near to the top. Hawkeye just went on ahead of me. He usually gets in front when we're going uphill because I'm going slow and sucking wind. But right at 2 miles to get down into Hanover now. So we're in the final steps of our day's journey and doing really well on time and feeling pretty good about it, honestly. It's been a nice day, not too terribly hot, a little humid, but not any worse than it has been. And we're glad to be finishing earlier than I maybe thought I would. So we'll see up the way a little bit. Well, we are about to step out of the woods into Hanover and onto the campus of Dartmouth University. We come in by the ball fields here. I don't even know what all they have, but quite a few, I think. That looks like softball, probably. Our trail goes here. I see soccer going on over there, all kinds of stuff. But anyway, we go this way and we're looking for a mobile gas station. That's where Beth's parked up. She's here, so we'll find it here just in a little bit. It's over here to the right somewhere, I'm sure. I guess, I don't know if that's a practice field there, maybe. Hard to say. They don't want us to camp, though. Or bring dogs onto the field. Yeah, that's a soccer practice field, I guess, because their corners are marked. Penalty boxes. But anyway, almost to the end of our hike today, but I thought I would share with you what we get to see over here. All right, so thank you for joining us for day 160. I mentioned that we met Tink, now Aftermath, on the trail today, and we had been talking about her coming and slack packing with her, so we doubled back around after we got into Hanover and picked her, and we're picking her up, and we're going to take her back with us, and we'll hike together for a few days, or at least hike from one place to the other. I don't know if we'll hike together. We'll figure that out when we get out tomorrow, but anyway, 160 was not too bad of a day. We wound up at Dartmouth College, which was kind of cool. We saw Tink, we saw Story, and we saw a bunch of other northbound hikers that we'll meet again one day that I don't remember their names and they don't remember me, so it's all good. But anyway, thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you first thing in the morning.
Yay.